Questions from the internet. Johnny Vento asked, this is a great question. If a terrorist attack happens under Obama's watch, will Republicans rally around the president, or will they move to impeach him for not keeping us safe? That's a good question.
I think they'll go apeshit. I told you that nigger was going to do
Yes. I agree.
They'll go apeshit.
It better not be an attack from someone who was once in Guantanamo and was then released. Right. That better not happen. And we know the names of at least 50 guys who were released on parole from Guantanamo and went straight back to the ranks of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. That is a disaster waiting to happen to somebody.
Can I ask one question, though?
By all means.
This is a question that I've never had answered, and I've always wondered. What is the Taliban's manifesto? Do they have? What is it exactly that they want on a political level? I know that Hamas has one, Hezbollah has one, the IRA has had one, the Black Panthers have one. Most governments, governments or paramilitary groups or terrorist organizations have one. What is Al-Qaeda's political?
Al-Qaeda or the Taliban?
Al-Qaeda or the Taliban?
Either. Whoever has an ambition a manifesto.
Close though they are, the Taliban didn't even produce really a newspaper enough.
No.
Al-Qaeda's manifestos can be read very easily, and you can also watch them on Osama bin Laden's video. They call for the return of an Islamic empire, the lost caliphate, the era of Islamic imperialism, when everyone had to bow the knee to the dictates of Islam.
Al-Qaeda bought the Taliban. I mean, they quite straightforwardly bought them. The Al-Qaeda leadership gave the Taliban leadership enormous amounts of money, as a result of which Al-Qaeda came into control of a nation state. When Taliban
what is this nation state? Afghanistan?
Afghanistan, when they were running it. Yeah, that's how it began.
They have an airport, they have a civil service.
So Hamid Karzai is just...
Sort of like we gave the Sunnis a lot of money in Iraq.
Sort of, but with extra
money
motivation,
really talks.
With extra motivation. But the thing is, it's not.
No, I wouldn't say that. In Iraq, there are elections.
Right, but we did buy off.
In Iraq, there's autonomy for minorities. In Iraq, there's a free press.
But elections don't mean that there's a working democracy.
No, but the question that
you see elections all over Africa.
Saying that elections are the work of the devil often means an undemocratic society.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that elections being in place doesn't mean that a working...
That's what they say.
But, there's a kind of profound, even if you go beyond religion, you've got, there's Mencken, we talked about Mencken earlier. Mencken had this wonderful line about Puritanism when he said that Puritanism is the haunting fear that someone somewhere might be happy. And I think that what you've got here is an ultra-Puritan agenda which tries to crush, music, forget about it, illegal. Illegal.
I understand. Right? I'm just saying, is there any place where you can go read, this is who we are and this is what we want? Has it been clearly defined or vocalized any place on the world stage? Or is this...
They clearly say it. The Taliban leadership has said music is against Islam.
No, I understand. Those are finer points that what they don't like. I'm trying to find out what is their main political objective and aim, and have they ever vocalized this on
restoration of the caliphate?
They're trying to create a fascist state, to put it in English.
Right. Yeah. And also, bin Laden has said many times he wanted to bankrupt America, and he also thought it was a duty for every Muslim to control nuclear weapons, to get their hands on nuclear weapons. So they put it out. He drops a lot of records.
And to kill all Jews, all Hindus, all secularists. They've only got me twice so far.
Yeah,
right.
All I can say is that if a group has this type of,
they're bad. Well, they're bad motherfuckers.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
Calm down, Will. I'm not wearing the Al-Qaeda t-shirts.
You sound as if you're...
I'm trying to get an understanding.
You're sounding as if you only just heard of them.
No, I'm not sounding like that at all. I'm asking for points to be edified.
Bewildered.
Right. No, I'm not bewildered. I don't take my information from the news. I don't just believe that somebody is bad because CNN or you said so.
No, but this is coming
from myself.
Well,
I asked a question because I wasn't clear.
Let's see some evidence of that.
Okay.
Let's see some evidence of that.
What do you mean?
I said, let's see some evidence of that. You say you've got no reason of your own to dislike Al-Qaeda. If I had
I didn't say that at all.
You didn't say the
I asked
contrary,
to be edified what was their political objective. That's what I said. I didn't say I had no reason to believe that.
You're asking because you don't know.
Because it's never been explained to me. The only thing that's been said is to listen.
All right.
Wait, let me be clear.
Video.
Joanne Chesimard was put up on the sides of buses when I was a child.
Oh.
There were many, Joanne Chesimard known now as Assata Shakur. Okay, there are many people in my community, Assata Shakur.
I don't know who that is.
Right, okay, Assata Shakur is currently living in exile in Cuba. She was a former Black Panther. She was accused of murdering police in New Jersey. She was accused of crimes that she, to this day, affirms that she did not commit, and there was no evidence against her for, and she escaped from prison to exile in Cuba. Okay, there have been lots of crimes that have been leveled against people which they didn't do. And I come from a community where that shit happens routinely. Maybe you don't live in that community.
You haven't heard of...
But let me finish. Let me finish.
You haven't watched the Bin Laden video. You've never watched... You're telling me it's been quite a while since
I don't speak Arabic. I don't speak Arabic, and I don't trust the media. So I don't just trust everything that comes over the airways. I know
exactly where you're coming from now. And you haven't watched one. You haven't watched...
No, he's saying he doesn't believe the translation.
I don't believe the translation. I don't speak Arabic, so all I ask is simple questions.
Watch it like me with an Arab-speaking friend. Look at a decent translation. You're telling me all this is new to you. You don't know or believe any of it.
Mr. Hitchens, what I said as I asked the question is what was Al-Qaeda's political objective? What was their aim? And has it ever been clearly defined? That's it.
You've already told me that you wouldn't take it just from me.
Yes. Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't just take it from just anybody. You wouldn't just take any information from me.
Do a bit of work on your own account. Sure.
I do work on my own account. I don't start no shit, Mr. Hitchens. I'm from Brooklyn.
Mr. Definitely.
I'm not afraid of nothing.
Mr. Definitely, I'm from Hampshire.
Bro, then congratulations.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We're both from planet Earth.
It's very unwise.
I'm not a lazy thinker.
I mean,
I like to make assumptions. I like to think on my own. I don't like to think based on what the herd is thinking.
We're just waiting to see.
I'm strong enough to hold the unpopular idea.
We're just waiting to see evidence that you do that.
Oh, Chris.
I don't have nothing to prove. I don't have anything to prove to you, Mr. Hitchens. I don't have anything to prove.
It's the audience that you're not
I don't have anything to prove to them either. I'm strong enough to be able to hold an unpopular idea, whether you think it's intelligent or you do. I actually edified.
No, why don't you express the unpopular idea?
You said earlier, I heard you say earlier, that you thought Bin Laden was a mythical figure.
He's been promoted like a mythical figure. He doesn't feel real to me, but I have a right to feel that. We can agree to disagree, but you don't have to cast my thought process into dispersion because I disagree.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think it's a very stupid thing to have said.
Well, I think it's a stupid thing.
If I was you, I would not have said something so dumb on TV
Chris,
where you could be held to account.
Okay, all right. Let's just say this was the Scotch talking.
Yeah, word up.
I would not.
I had water in this. You know, don't get hyped.
Chris, you just got beat up in Lebanon. Let's not have it here in Beverly Hills, too.
No, I'm sorry. You have no right to say that to me. I'm your guest. I've called him out on it. He says he thinks
Bin Laden. I didn't call you out on anything. You're not calling me out on anything.
I've met people like him before. He thinks Bin Laden is a fiction.
You don't pretend to know something about me.
all of this
you know something about me.
You're no surprise to me.
Don't pretend to know me.
You're no surprise. You're no surprise.
People who don't watch HBO.com during the overtime, I thought.
Now you get what you wanted. This is what you wanted.
I didn't.
Of course you did. You got to know that some of this was going to happen. I'm being chill. I asked a simple question. I don't pretend to know you. I don't pretend to know anybody on this panel. I speak my mind. But I speak my mind and I say I'm not clear about something. I ask the question. But I don't pretend to know you because I know something about you. So don't pretend to know me.
And don't tell me that I put him up to this. I
didn't say that you put him up to this, but you had to know that something like this is going to happen.
No, I didn't.
Maybe I'm just black and paranoid and shit.
We're going to go have a drink. Thank you very much, everybody.